you for joining us for another Free Will Friday broadcast featuring Tory, barber, and FreeWillco. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Welcome. You already know what it is, so you ain't gotta ask what it was. Thank you for joining us for another Free Will podcast. I am your host, Tory the Barber, the one and only under the sun, and soon to join. Matter of fact, he already here. FreeWillco, man. We doing things a little different this time.
Yes,
we done made it cold. We done made it cold. Like we turned.
Yes, sir. Baby, we in the building. We in the building, baby.
Big time, man. Listen to me. Oh, listen,
man. Wow, this is amazing.
For hell, this is the moment we all been waiting for. Like, we finally made it to the big stage, man. Thank y'all for being the best part of Free Will. And when we was Free Will Friday, thank y'all for walking this walk with us and taking this journey with us, man. And we made it, man. So, we want y'all to sit back, relax, and enjoy the broadcast and soak up all this game, man, because we about to get in it. We about to get in it, man. It's about to go crazy.
Man,
how you feeling today, Cole?
Look, mama, we made it. You know what I'm saying? Mama, we made it.
Yes,
sir, man. I feel amazing, bro. Listen,
absolutely,
this is fire, bro. I'm like totally grateful, man. Like,
yeah,
matter of fact, I'm grateful, though.
Come on, man.
I'm grateful.
Oh, man, I see what you're doing now. Now you got the little border, you got the little gratuity, gratitude.
Oh,
come
yes,
on,
sir,
man.
Yes,
listen.
Sir, yes, sir. You know, we on another level, man. We swing with the big dogs.
Sir.
We gotta learn how to play with the big dogs for real and be big dogs. You know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful, man. Listen, I'm grateful to be here, bro. I'm grateful for you too. Man, like we didn't been doing this thing for a minute, man. Starting stuff, stopping stuff, figuring stuff out. This podcast thing is the longest thing we've ever done that's consistent and
consistently for sure.
The thing that I'm most proud of is we figured something out, right? We figured out how to do something without stopping. You know what I'm saying? And that is just
definitely
is one step at a time, you know. So I make sure my expectations are just that, man. Like we did something that we've never done before, period. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
The we'll worry about the quality and stuff afterwards, right? You know, so
absolutely.
I'm grateful for that, man. I'm grateful to be doing this thing with you, bro. We're gonna definitely take this thing to the top. I'm grateful for the fam.
Thanks.
Shout out to the fam.
Thanks.
They're on vacation right now. I'm sure you're gonna tune in when they get back. And shout out to everybody that's rocking with us, man. I appreciate y'all, bro. What about you, Toe? How you feeling, man?
Man, that's firework, dog. That's platinum. That's platinum business right there. Oh man, what can I say, dog? I'm thankful to finally be here. Gotta put God first. Gotta thank God. We gotta put God first in everything that we doing, man. I'm thankful to finally be here. I'm thankful for the consistency. I'm thankful because I really truly believe that we have something here, and that's why I never let it go. That's why we've been so consistent and persistent every Friday. Because there's a calling on what we do. And that's why we doing it, man. We doing it to change generations. We doing it to really impact and really feed the people as well as feed ourselves. So I'm thankful for that journey. I'm thankful for that process. Also, too, I'm thankful for my parents, my support system, my moms, my pops, my lady, always in the building, in attendance, and my clients, man. My clients are like, that's one of the bigger parts of my support system as well, you know. So I gotta shout them out, you know what I'm saying? Because I come on here as Tory the Barber. So it's only right if I, you know what I'm saying? It's only right if I put my people on the map. I gotta put everybody on the map. You know, they contributed to where we at and what we doing. So I'm thankful for that, man. And just for today being a phenomenal day, man, God-given day. I'm thankful for that. Absolutely. For sure. And just, man, we doing this thing, man. I'm thankful for you, Cole, dog, because like you said, we started and stopped a lot of things, but we are not letting this go. Like we taking this as far as it can go till the wheels fall off. You feel me? And that's where we at with it, Cole.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling good, man. Man, listen, your background is phenomenal, dog. Like my dog got the purple light in the back.
Got the glow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It matched like the backdrop and everything. He ready. Yeah. He ready.
Yeah,
listen, my man been leading the technology thing for a minute, and it's really ironic, you know, because I'm the technology man, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But my man's just setting the pace, and we greatly appreciate that, man. So
yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We got a new segment to introduce. It's you know, we like we said, we rocking with the big dogs now, so we got to make sure we have
absolutely.
You know, make sure that we're organized and stuff like that, right?
Yes, indeed.
Introducing some new things, right? So introducing the word on the street.
Word on the street.
What's the word on the street, though? What's the word on the street? All right, so
what's the word on the street, Cole?
So we chose something that you know, deserves a lot of recognition. You know, I don't know if it's been talked about. I don't really be in the news like that, but it's something that I really admire. And if you guys don't know about it, you definitely should. And it's a great example for us in our culture, right? So I'm gonna go ahead on and shed some light on it, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
Go ahead, you about to say something?
Oh no, we good.
Boom,
no.
We
right? On point.
So let's get it. So Sha'Carri Richardson has qualified for first Olympic Games after winning the 100-meter final on Saturday at the Olympic trials at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon. Richardson finished in first place with a time of 10.71, the fastest time in the 100-meter in the world this year, to book her 2024 Paris Olympics with the U.S. Olympic team. Crazy. The 24-year-old sprinter she's 24? I ain't know that. Oh, she's young.
Come on.
The 24-year-old sprinter advanced to the semifinals on Friday after finishing in first place, despite stumbling at the start and having to finish the race with an untied shoe. In the semifinals heat, the Texas native finished with a time of 10.86 seconds to advance to Saturday's final. Man, that's awesome. That's awesome, right?
First of all, that's a remarkable story, dog. Yeah. That's a remarkable story because she literally, I remember when she first was on the road to going to the Olympics, you know, she was killing in every which way, you know, and she was very, very herself. She was very cultured, right? And, you know, she had her nails, she had the long nails, different colors. She got her hair, different colors. And that was just something that on the stage like that, we didn't see. But the numbers don't lie. And when you perform and you do what you got to do, you get on them stages. It almost don't matter how you look. Like E.T., you know, he in the biggest rooms in the world. But he baseball cap, he got his J's on. But when you good at what you do like that, it don't matter where you go. You can be you wherever you go. And so I just, you know, we really just wanted to admire that because, you know, she came so far to come close, you know, just because she failed the drug test, some weed, she had weed in her system, and they took all that from her. They tried to. But see, when you really believe in you, I'm talking about she had to sit out 4 years. The Olympics come every 4 years. So she had to stay on it, stay sharpening herself, and she back with a vengeance. And look, what it is, she not back, she better, huh?
Right.
She not back, she better, man. So that's
it's so like there's a lot of gems inside of that story, right? Like the fact that there's plenty of times where she didn't have a great start, right? But she had an amazing finish. You know, a lot of times it's like that, bro. Like a lot of times, you know, you may have this vision of what you think it's supposed to look like, you know, and just because it doesn't look like what you thought it should look like doesn't mean you should still finish how you thought it should finish. You know what I'm saying? So that's amazing, right? And let's give her a round of applause. You know what I'm saying? So what a round of applause that took it around.
You ain't here?
No, I ain't here. But it's all
good. No,
you
ain't hit a round of applause. You hear that?
Yeah, a little bit. But
I don't know what's going on with the round of applause, but we got the round of applause for her, man, because she deserved every bit of applause. She deserved every bit of recognition because this is groundbreaking and it's history breaking. You know what I'm saying? She's setting the standard 100%.
100%.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So so we're going to go into our next segment, right?
So before we go into the next segment, Cole, let's just give them a breakdown. Let's just kind of like, you know, walk them into the direction of where we're going with this thing, right? So when we're getting into our next segment, right, we have somebody like her, right, and she got these different accolades and different things like that, right? The biggest thing about that is that she knew who she was on the inside. Like they try to take her journey, they try to take the work ethic, they try to take all that away. All that was, you know, if she was weak-minded, all that, she would have felt like all that went in vain. And she would have quit. Most people have quit. Like you telling me I spent high school, college, I did all this time. I invested all this sweat, blood, and tears, pushing myself to the limits. to be the best, and you're gonna take it away off of technicality, most people would have gave up and walked off. She didn't, because she knew who she was. She know who she is. Because, and the reason why that's so significant is because a lot of people, they get validated by the trophies. They get validated by the medals. They get validated by the cars that they drive, the success, the popularity. They get validated by all those things. But what happens when you take all that away? What happens when you lose at the very thing that gave you your very identity? And that's what we talking about, man. Going up into this next segment. We call it Naked and Afraid, because, you know, it could be a very scary thing when you don't have a sense of self, and the very thing that gave you your very identity gets stripped away from you. Everything that you work for, the business, the company that you built up, and when that gets taken from you, what do you have then? Feel me?
Yes, sir, man. That is that's a great point. You know, a lot of us definitely have our stakes, man. We got it in the wrong stuff, you know. And a lot of times we should definitely be or we get upset, or we don't understand how we find ourselves in these like mental places in life, you know, after we didn't just lost our job, or, you know, we lost something material to us, right? It's because, you know, it's in the wrong places. Like, you got that in certain slots that it shouldn't be in. You know, like you know, you trying to use the money that you have to take care of your children or take care of your marriage, and it don't work like that, right? And that is a form of nakedness that you feel, right? Because you never had clothes on in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You just was disguising your nakedness behind these things, right? And when we talk about nakedness, what we really mean is character. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, what kind of character do you have, right? Like, can you do this, and can you give out the same impression and the same integrity when you don't have these things? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And you know, you have to be that person in the world that we live in, the Instagram world that we live in, right? What you think about that, Tory?
Man, me personally, I think that's really what it boils down to, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the fundamentals. We're talking about the fundamental building blocks of what make you who you are, right? So, you know, like I mentioned, all those external things, the external validation that we look for. You can't be that shallow. That's very, very shallow. It comes to those core principles. It comes to your character. It's about what you have when you lose everything. Can you get it back? Can you build it back? You see what I'm saying? We got people out here winning the lottery, right? They win the lottery and they be able to finance a life that they only dreamed of living. But what happened when you lose those things, right? What happened when you know you didn't really get it out the mud to get what you got, and you really got lucky? Can you make that back? Can you get that back? Or what happens to your pride and self-esteem when you lose all of that? Yeah, a lot of people crumble. A lot of people, man, you got people going insane. You got people cling on and develop addictions and all these different things, because how can I show my face or bear my face in a world, in a society where, you know, the car I was driving made me who I was. They made me popular. The women I was able to attract made me who I am. You know, people, all the likes and the comments and different things. Like, what happened to Mike Jones? I asked Cole, you know, if Mike Jones was to move some pieces around, you think he can make a comeback if he revamp his image. You see what I'm saying? But man, some people go away and they don't never come back, you know, because it was on them, it wasn't in them. No, did it? That's really what it come down to, right? That's what it come down to. You know what I'm saying? Is it really inside of you? It's really what's inside of you, not what's on you, man. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, for sure, man. I went through a certain period like that where, you know, I started to make a little bit of money, and I got me a nice car, right? And it started to be, I started to see the attention that I was getting from it, and it was much more than I was getting when I was, you know, just me in my Forerunner. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, yo, I can use this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is definitely a, you know what I mean? I love it. Like, I'm pulling up at the gas stations.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? They waving their hand at me like I'm a celebrity. I'm like, okay, I'm never going back. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never going back, right? And and that happened to me, right? As soon as I lost it, I felt like I was lost. When I lost it, I felt like I was lost. You know what I'm saying? And at that immediate at the time, I didn't realize what was going on. I just thought life was just going downhill for me, right? And the fact that the thing was, I had all my stakes in the image, like I was really doing something when I wasn't, right? Because if I was really him, if I was really who it took to actually get those vehicles, then I would have been able to get another one right away, right?
Right away.
And I'll still been that cool guy, and they would have still been waving at me, right? Because I was still at the same aura, And my even like even the way I interacted with people was different. Like I had more confidence. Like I was, so in a way I used it. After I was finished, I used it. I'm like, man, why was I acting like that now? Like what makes me act like that now? I mean, then, but not now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the big question that you want to ask yourself, right? It's not like, how can I get the money? How can I get the cars? How can I get the life? How can I get the family? It is, who do I have to become to actually get those things, right? I have to be a man that knows how to make money. I need to be a man that knows how to take care of my money so I can handle these things. I need to be a man that communicates so I can communicate with my family effectively, And so when something happens to me, and these material trophies that I got from the thing in the first place leaves, it doesn't break me because I know how to get it. You know what I mean? Like I know how to get it, and I know who I am for real. Like I'm not like the car is lucky to be with me. You know what I'm saying? The money is lucky to be in my pocket because you about to get, you know what I'm saying? You about to get taken care of. You dig?
Yes.
And so, think about that though. Think about if you think about if you would be able to, and a lot of people are like this, so it's probably gonna give you like a feeling in your chest. Somebody was to take everything from you right now and say, hey, you gotta drive in this Toyota Prius, you gotta go back to a apartment in such and such, and you can take these earrings, these jewelry off, and go get clothes from Walmart. How would that make you feel?
It's
If
real.
immediately you feel like, I don't. For what? I don't gotta do all that. I'm not about to do that.
Yeah.
Right. So you gonna know where you at for real.
You gonna know where you at.
I'll go do it. Like I might not want to do it, but I'll do it. And I'll still be me. I'll still be funny. You know what I'm saying? I'll still be handsome. I'll still be smiling. I'll still be the lover that I am, the communicator that I am. Because none of that stuff defines me. All of that stuff is within me. Like you can't physically take it away from me without taking my life. So that's how I feel about that too.
I mean, I can actually speak to that. It was something you said a minute about when it come down to if you had to get dropped down in a Prius. Like me, when I'm driving today, ain't what I was driving, you know what I'm saying, 3 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Like it was just totally different, right? And at that point in time, at one point in time, it wasn't no going back. Yeah. At that point in time, it was only up, and it went up. It went up and then went up with it. You know what I'm saying? It went up and the expenses got outrageous. And where I'm at right now, man, I totally took a step backwards. I took a step backwards to set myself up to take, leaps forward. You see what I'm saying? I had to humble myself, man. Life would do that, I wouldn't necessarily say that my identity was wrapped up in like the cars I was driving, but I will be lying if I said I didn't feel like the man when I walked through, when I pulled up and what I was pulling up in. Like it definitely gave me a confidence booster. It definitely did something for my ego, and it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And see, when you go to associating yourself with different brands and different things like that, that's what you do. It's an enhancement. You know what I'm saying? But for me, you take those things away from me today, and I'm gonna still be who I am. I'm gonna still be sociable. I'm gonna still be communicative. I'm gonna still be thoughtful. I'm gonna still be skilled in what I'm skilled at. I'm gonna still be every bit of what I am without it, with it, without it. And that's just what it is. And that's how I'm able to get back to wherever I'm going. And you attract the right things, you attract the right people, the right circumstances manifest, and then boom, you back on top like you never left. And that's what it's all about. I remember once before, we talked on when we was over on Instagram, and you talked about one of the biggest lessons, and this was huge for me. You know what I'm saying? This was the big take away from me. You told me that when you was in what it was high school, middle school maybe, and it was the pants thing. That's when the slim pants came, slim khaki, slim pants came into play, and you was like, man, you know, my daddy went to the store and he went and brought me the baggy Johns, right? And I was like, Dad, I can't go to school in these. I said they gonna cut up on me. I can't do it. And you went to school with him, and I guess that's what happened, right? And so you came back and you was like, man, I can't do these. I need the slim ones. We gotta take the rest of them back. He was like, no, you gonna wear them. You know what I'm saying? You gonna wear what I brought you. You know what I'm saying? And you told me that did so much for you. You know, just well, you could really tell them what it did for you. But I know it created structure. It created it helped you become in tune with your sense of self, because the me fitting in wasn't what was up. It was really me being me being able to wear the baggy jeans, wear the baggy pants, and still be cool, still attract people who was cool with who I showed up as, who I am, who resonated with me, not me trying to fit in the crowd. You remember when you told me that story?
Yeah, man. Like I what it actually did for me, right? And they were cutting up on me, right? As soon as I walked in the door, they're like, that boy got airbags on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man. But what I had to do is actually be, I had to actually use who I was to fit in, instead of, because at that point I still was trying to fit in, but I had to use who I was. Like I started to be like a class clown, like, but like I can make you laugh now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't just, because the first day I walked in school, I had the J's on, I had the nice khakis on, I had a fresh cut.
All that.
Now I'm talking.
I wasn't your barber yet, but I know your cut was fresh.
Listen, I walked through the door. They like, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, cool. You can sit over here. You know what I'm saying? You gonna sit with the big dogs. So you know, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be my school year, right? And what truly happened was I started to feel myself too much, right?
Come on.
I started thinking that I didn't have to be, I didn't have to have character anymore, because my looks spoke for me, right? And I'm starting doing dumb stuff, getting into fights, making stupid decisions. And Pop seen it. He like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, give me them pants. You're gonna get the Jones with the wrinkles in them. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get well, I forgot what they called, but them suckers got like 8 creases in them. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. I'm like, wow, I don't even like the creases when I iron my pants. I iron a crease out of them. You know what I'm saying? And here I am with permanent creases, right? Oh, then he took the J's away, right? I had the shell toes, the all black shell toes. Look, I wore the shell toes until they look like bananas. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
See, bro, listen, I can laugh at that now, but man, I was miserable for a while, bro. Like but you know, it was a very, very good lesson for me. You know, and that grade, I think it was like 11th grade. That's when I started to actually come into who I was, right? Like I actually started having some self-confidence, because, you know, people didn't ultimately, like they ribbed me, right? They talked about me. But I was still me, you know. I at that time I actually developed some legit friends that I'm still that I still have to this day, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, like it's hard to come back from that, but it's either now and choose your pain, you know, choose the pain of the immediate, or down the line have everything you built off of that materialistic stuff, or that illegitimate substance, and have everything be taken away from you, and you literally have to start over when you could have been started creating on a point of integrity. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
and guess what? I want to say this, if I may, not to cut your wisdom short.
Thanks.
See, in a circumstance and situation like that, even if you lost all the material things, you're never really starting over. You just really going back to the basics. Like you just going back to the basics. Like you already got a foundation set. Like you already level 3, level 4 deep in the game. Most people lose it all. They go back to 0. If you got your fundamental down, like you starting at like level 4, you already got structure, and you just got to build back up on top of that. And guess what? You know where you went wrong at last time. You know if you got, you know where you got big headed at. You know when you became too much of this world, right? To let your flesh take over. Like you know where you went wrong at, and you get to correct that next time. You get to do it better next time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And yeah, that's really where it's at. That's really what it's about.
Yep.
For
And
sure.
I know, like, because I'm blessed to have that understanding, because at any time I have to go back there, which I have many of times, I had to leave my crib, I had to go live with moms, like I had to, like I know that stuff is the way it looks is not what it really is, if that makes sense. I know I'm not saying it as the best as I can, but
No, you
I
good.
know that like as long as it's like the old saying, it's not like where you are right now, it's where you going at. You know what I'm saying? And I know, like ET said, right? Like ET was like, man, I still, like, I don't care what y'all say, I still eat chips off the floor. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I still asleep on the floor if I got to. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if I have to go back there, it won't break me. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Okay, listen,
Man, listen.
I already do it. Go ahead,
Woo!
give me that one right there in the corner right there. Damn, for real, the
Preaching.
one in the corner, go hand it over. You know what I'm saying?
You
So,
preaching.
you gotta have that grit with you. Like a lot of people, like I kind of feel bad for, and I don't want this to sound like I'm hating on them, because that's what people will say, like, oh, you hating on them. Nah, like I kind of feel bad for people that come from, like, they started there, right? They come from the silver spoon. You know what I'm saying? Because the minute that they have to go through some adversity, they don't know how to handle it. Like they don't even have the tools. Like they don't even have to, like, you see a lot of these people in that were once millionaires, and they commit suicide because they lost their job, they lost a contract, their wife not such and such, and they're like, man, my life is over. What? They got people that don't, that you didn't you just finish eating? You know what I'm saying, bro? Don't you have a shower to take a shower at, to bathe? Like,
Come on.
listen, it could be way much more worse than that, right? We won't base principles off that, but you need to have those experiences so you can appreciate where you are, right? And you can know that this
That's
ain't the worst.
100%.
This ain't the worst, So no matter what's going on, even if I literally don't have no clothes on, I'll never be naked. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
And I'll never be afraid, because I know
Never.
I've done it already. I'll go back there if I have
Facts.
to. I'll go back in the jungle.
That's real. That's
Facts.
real. Man, and so this take me to real quick. It took me to a conversation I was recently having, right? But I tell you this, there's a saying that goes, tough times don't last, but tough people do, right? That's when you actually, like, if you find a man who ain't never been through nothing, he ain't really built to stand the test of nothing. Like man, if the wind blow too hard outside, yeah, knock them over. That's the people who get lucky. That's the people who just slip through the cracks, right? And just they don't have no sweat on their back. Listen, tough times don't last, but tough people do. You know what I'm saying? When you face adversity, when you face challenges, when you reap, when you have to bear the fruit of your decisions, of your choices, and then you have to answer for that later on, and then you get through that. Some people stop right there. Some people once they sow a seed and they come back, they drop it. They drop it. they quit. They running. They retreating. But listen, you got to be able to bear through it all. You can't ever get up. You never give up. Because if you give up, then what was this all for in the first place? That mean it really wasn't worth fighting for. It really wasn't even worth going after in the first place if you just gonna give up. If you just gonna throw in the towel. Man, you gotta follow through. You gotta go the whole way. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you know if you're not willing to go all the way through, if you really not really to pursue to the end goal, no matter what come up, that's how you know whatever you going after is useless, is worthless. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be able to lock in and go all the way. Yeah, man, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh man, that's a that's an amazing point, man. I like the naked and afraid thing, man, because you legit feel that way, back to when you take it back to the Adam and Eve story, man. Like your boy was good. Like he would have that thing swing around, you know what I'm saying? He was straight, you know what I'm saying? But then once it was brought to his attention, like, hey, here's where your values are. Your values are you should have clothes on now. You know what I'm saying? Instead of his value being just following God in the first place. Right. your values are now closed. So now you hiding and stuff because but you was good before, and you would have been operating on the same level you've been operating with or without the clothes on. Like who cares? Like the people who listen to this. The people who would judge you because you don't have a certain quality of materials is the people that you need to veer away from.
Come on.
You need to have
and why?
somebody. You need to. What'd you say?
I said why? Like why we got to get away from them?
I mean, because those people also do not understand what character truly is, right? They're also probably just for you for the looks. I don't want a woman that's gonna be like, well, I thought you was gonna get the SRT. I thought you was gonna get the Hellcat. I didn't get the Hellcat.
Material.
You know what I mean? Like, baby, I don't need no. We got 2 kids. You know what I'm saying, we need a Hellcat for.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Why we gonna get this van right here? You know what I mean? So we could do what we need to do. I'm not trying to impress anybody.
Come on.
And those are also the ones that are going to they're gonna be with you through the ups and the downs because they're not with you for those things, right? When you look at their why as to why they're with you, it's not for an image. It's for security or legacy. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that really hold weight. And that stuff might sound lame to you, like lame to some people, but that's really what it is. Like that's what you can take when you leave. You can take that. You can take legacy. You can take how you made people feel, how you impacted rooms that you walked in. You can take that with you. You know what I'm saying? You can't take the other stuff with you though. Like nobody's going to check your bank account balance while you in that hole. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's going to talk about your successes. Nobody's going to be like, man, that boy had that. You know what I'm saying? Boy, that boy had that building. He had that nice house. Boy, I tell you, boy, he had good taste. Nobody really going to say nothing like that. They're going to say, man, listen, when I was down and out, and nobody, you know what I'm saying, I was feeling, man, he called me, right? Man, that dude called me every time it was my birthday. Man. Every time I meet that dude, he always positive, man. Listen, that dude, nobody else wanted to do it, but he came out and he helped me. That's what they're going to talk about. You know what I'm saying? If they're not, it's going to sound something like, yeah, listen, Tory was Tory. You know what I'm saying? Tory was Tory, and ain't nobody question Tory. Ain't nobody, Tory, and we love Tory. And, and that's going to be it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want nobody to say nothing like that about you, man. You want them to say, man, Tory, he always took care of me. He always made me feel like I was the only one in the room when he was talking to me. And there was never, anytime there was a disagreement, we never would argue because he was so mature. You know what I'm saying? You want people to say stuff like that. That's the goal. That's the goal. Because when you leave, man, you ain't gonna be able to take none of that stuff with you. Life is short for real.
Not at all.
We done been, it's been a whole lot of years. You know what I'm saying? And some people we still remember to this day, and some people we do not. I won't be them. I won't be one of them ones. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you this.
At least to my last name. At least to my last name. I want, you know what I'm saying? When they know, it's part of this podcast thing, man. Like, you want to go see what Grandpa was like, stuff that Grandpa was doing. It's kind of like a diary for us, right? Like, I want to go see what Grandpa was talking about. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how he created this generational wealth and how people started to figure out who he was. Like, I can go back and watch this now. You know what I'm saying?
Man, and to that very point that you're saying, one thing that I really like, I would say I kind of pride myself on doing is I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And I might not go into grave detail about the bad and the ugly, but I would like, if we talking about a topic, we talking from experience first and foremost. So just know that anything that we talking about in some way, form, or fashion, we didn't experience it, we didn't lived it, we didn't been it. Like we talking from experience. And so when we get on this platform, we're not on here to make it look like we the new wave, look like we the new Messiah, like we just perfect and golden. Like, no, we on this platform because we got a story to tell. As a matter of fact, we started this just because we wanted to show people how it look to start. That's why every live that we did is on Instagram and still saved on our profile to this day on our personal platforms. you can go back and look what the very first live looked like. You can see the immaturity. At the time, we didn't even think we was being immature. At the time when we talking, we cursing, we not even conscious of who could be listening or who gonna be listening later on. We was raw. We was just us at 25, 20, whatever. Like now it's a total different. It's a 180. We on a whole different direction. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. That's why we documented it, so we can show you what progress looked like. We 2 years in, a year later after plus we're doing consistent Friday meetups live, and this is what it looked like, and this is why we show it. And every one of them, you gonna find a better truth of our life, of our story, everything that we came through, everything that we've overcome. You know what I'm saying? And you can find that in those lives. So they up still for you to go back and check them out. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we do it for, and this is why we do it, and we do our best to be transparent and to be real, because I mean, you can't follow the story if you can't resonate with it, if you can't identify in the story. Like we people just like you. We go through challenges just like you. We win just like you. We get lucky just like you. But we're not gonna show you all the highlights. We're gonna talk and communicate through the lowlights. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about the times when it was hard, the times we almost gave up, and how we overcame it. And that's why we on camera. And it so happened to turn into a podcast.
Listen, like how long it took us to do this this here video. You know what I'm saying? Listen to me, man. It took a lot out of me. Like it's I don't know. Like I think I still haven't fully grasped the concept of what I was supposed to be learning in this last couple of days that we've been trying to do this production, man. But I
get
will
it right for y'all, man.
Huh?
I said we've been trying to get it right for them.
Yeah, for sure. And even on this one, man, you can probably tell in the beginning that we was kind of burnt out, you know, when we first started, right? Because it took a minute. We really recorded it a couple of times and it didn't come out how it was supposed to. We had computer errors and stuff like that, right? But it's good, man. We're gonna post this one. You can see it, right? And you're gonna be able to always go to episode 1 and see where we came from, just like you can go to episode 1 on Instagram and see where we came from, right? So with that being said, so we also have another segment that I'm I'm really excited about this one, right? So it's gonna be called Q&A, right? You got the Q's, we got the A's. We're gonna do a post every week where you can go ahead on and comment your questions below, and we'll come on a podcast.
You're gonna most likely be on Instagram.
We're going to podcast and I'm sorry, put the questions
and
answer the questions. I'm sorry. Listen to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You go on Instagram and post your questions. We'll answer them real time on the podcast every time we post it. Okay. So definitely take advantage of that. If you want to know what we feel about something, you can ask us any question, no matter what it is.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give you my honest answer, no matter what kind of question it is, because I know I probably open myself up to something, but no matter what it is, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. Tory the barber as well,
uncut,
raw, uncut. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, if you don't already follow us at on our FreeWill account, FreeWill Podcast with an underscore. You can also follow me on Instagram at FreeWillco with 2 3s as the E's, and you can also follow Tory the barber at their throat with a rope. You know what I'm saying? You dig? So yeah, man, this is amazing.
Then,
I appreciate
if I can, one more thing we're gonna be working up to. So we got the Q&A. So and it really start with y'all, right? It really start with y'all, and that's gonna be the measure of the engagement that we get. And it's so important that y'all actually drop Q&As, that y'all actually liking, that y'all subscribe. The numbers don't lie, and then y'all actually sharing these videos if you found some value in it. And also too soon, but it's really on y'all though. Soon we would like to promote to a new segment where it's like a helpline. So it's gonna be the FreeWill helpline, and that way we're gonna have an open call to where people can call in. They can be a part of the show. They can be a part of the broadcast, and we can really take this thing to the next level. Because whatever questions and whatever challenges that y'all face, and we probably didn't experience to some degree at least, and we constantly working on ourselves to be able to administer, different advice to the masses, or to y'all, and to our family, to ourselves, and we live by our word for sure. So the call, what is it? What I said? What I said it was, Cole. The free will helpline that's coming soon. That's in the future. So as we grow together, the more we learn, you know, that's gonna be something else that I'm looking forward to.
Yep. And listen, I'm gonna keep it G with you, right? I'm always gonna put the, you know, I'm always gonna put the like, comment, subscribe. I'm always gonna put my content on there, right? But listen, don't ever subscribe or like if you don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I'm on here, and I have to constantly remind myself. Like I love starting a podcast. I love creating something. But I really want this to be a source of or a good platform where people can come and get answers, you know, or to see what stuff really looks like, you know. So I want to really be able to help you. So if you don't do anything though, please provide us with some feedback, right? In the comments, like, hey, I think you should do this, tweak this a little bit. Hey, Cole, you talk too loud. You know, saying, oh, your mic, whatever it is, right? You know, let us know down in the comments. We know what it really looks like. So you can't hurt our feelings for real, right? So if anything, help us with that growth so we can grow into the channel that you'd like it to be. We can earn your subscribe and earn your like, right? So again, I appreciate you for tuning in to us. This is a long time coming. You dig? Tory, you want to go ahead on and take us out? You know what I'm saying?
Man. I hey, without further ado, you already know what it is, so you ain't gotta ask what it was. Thank you, and you who watching right now, thank you for being the best part of Free Will Friday. And if you found value in this, and you know somebody who could benefit from watching this, please share it some. And if you found value in it, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you can stay linked in, so you can stay tuned with what we got going on when we drop something, so you never miss. Man, listen, thank you for being the best part of Free Will Friday on behalf of me, on the behalf of FreeWillco, and on the behalf of the Free Will Podcast brand. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Stay tuned for the next one.